In today's lecture, I'll be talking about budgetary control and budgeting. In my previous lecture on budgeting and budgetary control, the point I told you was regarding what is budget, what is budgetary control, what is budgeting, what are the advantages of budgeting and budgetary control, what are the limitations of the budgetary control system in an organization, what are the requirements to make budgetary control system effective. In my continuation of my previous discussion about budgeting and budgetary control, if you recollect, while talking about budget, I said it is a quantitative statement prepared prior to a period of time for a particular period for the objectives to be achieved during a period of time. So there are 3-4 important aspects in it, that it is something which is related to a quantitative statement, means in terms of quantity, whether it is in terms of value or it is in terms of number of units or cost. It is prepared in advance and it is prepared for a period of time, that for the coming period. The coming period may be a month, it may be a quarter, it may be a year, any period. It is being prepared in advance for a period of time for the objectives to be achieved during that period of time, right? So there are certain laid objectives which the organization want to achieve, which the management want to achieve. For achieving that objective, certain quantitative targets or some certain quantitative statement is being prepared so that each individual knows what is expected of him or her. This is what budget means. And the whole exercise of preparing the budget and using the budget is called budgeting, right? And if you ask me what is budgetary control, I will say preparation of the budget and seeing to it that the objectives which we have determined for ourselves, that is the budgeted statement that is being prepared, whether these quantitative statement which have been prepared in advance, whether these targets are being achieved or not. So what you do is that you compare your actual performance of the organization or performance of a particular department or performance of a particular individual with the budgets and find out that if there is any deviation and take corrective action. So this is what we mean by budgetary control. So budgetary control is an extension of the budgeting which includes the control aspect, right? So comparing the actual performance with the budgeted performance and seeing to it that why there is a difference and take corrective action. This is what we mean by budgetary control, right? And the basic objective of budgetary control is planning, controlling, coordination, communication. All these are the primary objective of budgetary control apart from performance evaluation. So this is what we mean by objectives of the budgetary control. All these things we discussed in our previous discussion on budgeting and budgetary control. So I'll take this lecture forward and I'll continue with where I left on budgeting and budgetary control, that for preparation of a budget committee is being formed. And what is this budget committee? It consists of departmental heads. Normally there is no hard and fast rule for it, but normally it consists of the departmental heads, the person from the finance, right, that is the treasurer of a company or whatever the nomenclature we use, and it may also include some functional managers like chief engineer in an organization or some advisor if there is some advisors in the organization. So means the line managers and the staff managers are the part and the parcel of this budget committee. This committee is being entrusted the task of preparing the budget, and not only for the task of preparing the budget, even executing the budget, that the budget is being implemented in the right spirit, and then not only executing of the budget and seeing to it that the performance of different individuals or different departments is as per the budgets and take corrective action. For this very purpose, the budget committee is being formed. So means the idea is that responsibilities of the individuals can be fixed. So responsibility for budget direction and execution is usually placed in the hands of the budget committee, which reports directly to the top management. So it is the budget committee which will be reporting to the top management. In large companies, the budget committee is composed of executives in charge of major functions of the business like purchase, sales, finance and all these major, and includes the sales manager, HRD manager, human resource development manager, the finance manager, the production manager, the chief engineer, the treasurer and the chief accounts officer. The point is basically is not that only these managers will be there. So all important functionaries, heads of the department will be the part and the parcel of this committee. So the principal function of the budget committee are decide the company's general policy and objectives, because budget is also an exercise of coordination. It is also exercise of communication. It is also an exercise of motivation. So basically it is the budget committee which will decide the general policies and objectives, receives and review individual budget estimates concerning different departments division. Like finance manager has prepared its own budget. Production manager in coordination with the other departments has prepared its production budget. The sales manager has its prepared sales budget. Now this budget committee, all these budgets which have been prepared by different departmental heads, they submit this budget to the budget committee which consists of all the managers, right? So they will receive the budget and review individual budgets estimates concerning different departments and division. And it is the budget committee which will suggest changes, modification in accordance with the organizational objectives. So as and when the different individual departments submit the budgets, this budget committee will review these budgets, and if they feel, the budget committee feels that it requires some changes, some modification, it will advise the particular manager to make the changes in the necessary functional budget, right? It approves budgets which act as an authority / targets for departmental action. So once it is being reviewed, once it is being analyzed, on the basis of that, it is the budget committee which will finalize the budget of a particular department or particular individual or particular responsibility centers. Receives and analyze performance reports regarding the implementation of the budget. Because the job of the budget committee is not restricted to the formation of the budget, but its job is extended further, and it is also related to the implementation of the budget. So it will analyze the performance reports of the different departments, of the different budgets, different functional budgets, regarding to what extent it is being implemented. And it suggests corrective action to improve efficiency and achieve budgeted goals. So if there are certain major deviations with the budgets and the actual performance, so it is the budget committee which will suggest, which will take corrective action, so that in future these limitations or these deviations are not taken into account, are not being implemented, are not being taken, right? So means it is the budget committee which will see that the efficiency of the organization is being achieved and budgeted goals are being achieved. Now after talking of budget committee, there is another important document that is called budget manual. See, when you purchase TV, when you purchase refrigerator, when you purchase any electronic white goods, right? When you open the packing of that, you will see that there is a manual in that. Even when you buy your mobile, there is a manual attached to it, right? How to use the mobile, how it will function, what are the different features of the mobile, what are the different functions of that mobile. In a similar manner, in every organization, there is a budget manual. So what is this budget manual? It is a document which defines the responsibility of the persons engaged in the budgetary program. Means what are the responsibility of the different individuals who are involved in the formation of the budget or budget programs. So it is the budget manual which will define the responsibilities and sets out the routine, what the routine will be followed, forms and records, what will be the different forms that will be used for budgeting purposes, and how the record will be maintained, and records required under budgeting. I am repeating, it is a document which defines the responsibility of the persons engaged in a budgetary program and sets out the routine, means what will be the routine of the budgets, forms and records required under the budgeting. So budget manual specifies the procedure to be followed in developing the budget. So means I would say it's a blueprint. It's like a constitution, the way we make the constitution of a country, similar the way we have a manual or any organization. When you join an organization, right, every organization has its own manual, right. Similarly, for budget also there is a budget manual. It is a document which will decide about the responsibility, the forms required, the forms which will be used in the budgeting, how the records will be maintained, what will be the routine, what will be the procedure, right. So all this is being mentioned in the budget manual, and the budget committee and the different individuals who are involved in the budgeting process, they should follow the budget manual. It is like a constitution, right, I would say, budget manual. Next important aspect is budget period. If you recollect, in the beginning of this lecture only, I said budget is being prepared for a period of time, right. Is a quantitative statement which is prepared for a period of time. So whenever we are talking of budget, whenever we are talking of a budget, budget is something which is related to a period. It may be a year, it may be 3 years, it may be 6 months, it may be 1 month, it may be a quarter, it may be a day, whatever the time frame may be. It depends. So there is a budget period, and there are two types of budgets. Budget period, short term, long term, right. So let's discuss what is budget period. Budget period is an important factor in developing a comprehensive budgeting program. The length of the budget period depends on the type of business, the length of the manufacturing cycle, from raw material to finished product, the ease of difficulty of forecasting future market conditions, and other factors. Whether the budget period should be a 6 months or a 1 year or quarter or a month, it depends on the nature of the business. Means when I say nature of the business, what type of business you are in, whether you are in the manufacturing business, whether you are in the service industry, right, within the manufacturing, whether it is a manufacturing which is of routine nature, whether it is as per the tailor-made, means requirement of the customer. What is the nature of the business? What is the manufacturing cycle, right? See, from the time you procure raw material up till the time it is being produced as a finished product. So that period is called manufacturing cycle. So what is the manufacturing cycle? In some industry, manufacturing cycle is very long. So where the manufacturing cycle is long, normally the budget period is also a longer period. When the manufacturing cycle is small, like say for example in a ice cream industry, right, the manufacturing cycle is very, very small. It may be a 3 day, it may be 4 day, it may be a week, right, or it may be less than that. In a steel industry, the manufacturing cycle may be long, or in the cement industry, manufacturing cycle may be long, depending on the nature of the business, the type of raw material that is being used, and the nature of the business will decide the budget period. So the ease of difficulty of forecasting future market condition and other factors. So to what extent the future market can be forecasted, it will also affect the budget period. If say for example in the manufacturing of pen, right? So pen manufacturing is a very routine type of business. It is you may use the batch costing or job costing. You prepare a particular type of pen in a particular quantity, and the future can be comparatively to many other industries can be easily forecasted. So there the budget period will not be very long. But in a business where the nature of the business is such, where it depends on the environment, where the environment is changing fast, right, technology is changing fast, the budget period will be a shorter period. So there are two types of budget, short range budget and the long range budget. And there is no hard and fast line, there is a thin line on the base of which I can say this period is a short term budget, and if you prepare the budget for this period, it will be a long term budget. It all depends, right? Nature, as we just discussed, depend on the nature of the business and the manufacturing cycle and the ease with which you can forecast about the future. So short range budgets may cover periods of 3, 6 or 12 months normally, depending upon the nature of the business. Most manufacturing firms uses 1 year as a planning period. Normally when you talk of budget, the budget period which comes in our mind is normally year. Means whenever if you ask me, we are preparing a budget, the notion that will go in my mind is that budget is being prepared by this company for a year. So normally it is for a particular 1 year. The firms 1 year as the planning period. Wholesale and retail firms usually employ 6 months budget, which is related to their selling season. Means that the retail business, or I will say the business which are more in the sales type, they may take 6 months, which coincides with their business season. In determining the period of the budget, the following factors should be considered. The budget period should be long enough to cover complete production of various products. For business as a seasonal nature, the budget period should cover at least one entire seasonal cycle. Means one cycle should be covered for preparing the budget. The budget period should be long enough to allow the financing of production well in advance of actual needs. Right. So now, after talking of short range budget, let me talk of long range budget. As I said just now, that there is no thin line on the base of which I can say it is a short range budget, is a long range budget. It all depends on the business to business. But normally when we generalize it, we say like this: a long range budget or planning is defined as a systematic and formalized process for directing and controlling future operations toward a desired objective for a period extending beyond 1 year. So what it means is that normally when you prepare the budget for 1 year, we call it a short term budget or short range budget. When you prepare the budget for a period which is longer than 1 year, it is known as long range budget or long run budget. Such budgets cover specific areas such as future sales, future production, long-term capital expenditure, extensive research and development programs, financial requirements, profit forecast. Right. So when you are talking of the forecasting, that after 5 years, after 10 years, what will be your future sales, right? Where we want to take our business, right? We are forecasting. We are saying what will be the capital requirement, because as we know, as we expand our business, more and more capital is required, right? So there is some capital that is being raised through short-term sources. There is some capital that is being raised through long-term sources. So the capital that is being raised through long-term sources, you have to prepare, you have to plan in advance. Suppose you want to come with an IPO, initial public offer, you want to raise money from the public. For raising money from the public, right, if you want to come out in the capital market, the stock market for the first time, you have to prepare in advance at least 1 year or 2 years, right, so that you can raise capital according to your requirement of the firm. For that purpose, you will have to prepare long-term budgets, right. So this is basically depending on all these factors. You prepare whether you are preparing short-run budget or you are preparing long-term budget. So normally for long-term requirements, the future sales, the expenditure on research and development, for these purposes, long-range budgets are being prepared. They evaluate the future implications associated with the present decisions and help management in making present decisions and select the most profitable alternatives, right. So this is basically the benefit of the preparation of the long-range budget. There are many factors which are duly considered while preparing the long-term budget, such as market trends, economic factors, growth of population, consumption pattern. See, the word which we are using, consumption pattern, means what you are expecting, that what will be the future consumption pattern of the people, right? What is going to be the marketing trends in future? What are the economic factors? Like we say in India, there are the demographic, we have demographic advantage. What does it mean by demographic advantage? Means we know that population of India is increasing, right? We are going to be one of the largest populated country in the world. So as we are going to be the largest populated country in the world, so will be the demand of many consumption items, right? So what it means is, when you are preparing the long-term budgets, you have to see what are the future trends, what are the future consumption pattern, what is the population, in industrial production, national income, government economic and industrial policy. Keeping in these things in mind, you prepare long-term budgets. So friends, this is basically the long-term budget and the short-term budgets. So this is called what we call it budget period, right? So budget period may be short range, it may be long range. So after talking of budget period, now let me come to the very important term in budgeting, which is called zero-based budgeting. What is this zero-based budgeting? Let me go back. When we talk of zero-based budgeting, normally when we talk of budgeting only, normal notion in our mind is that while preparing the budget, what we do is we take previous year's budget as a base. When I say year means previous period. Previous period as a base. On the basis of that, we prepare the future budget. If I am talking of the preparation of the budget of 2021, what is normally being done is I'll take the budget of 2020 and keeping in mind the changes that is required for 2021, I'll incorporate that changes within the 20 budget and I'll prepare the 21 budget. Say production cost budget. If my cost is 1 crore rupees for 10 lakh units and I'm forecasting that in the next year the sales will increase by 20%, right? So the production budget which I'll be preparing will be that 1 crore plus 20% add-on cost. I am presuming there is no inflation in the country. If there is an inflation of all the cost that is involved in the production, I'll incorporate that and I'll prepare the budget of the 2021. What it means is that while preparing the budget for 2021, I'll take 2020 as a base, see what are the changes that will be there in 2021 and incorporating those changes, I'll prepare the budget of 2021, right? So means previous year is taken as a base and incorporate the changes required and then prepare 2021 base budget. But the biggest problem in this method of preparation of the budget is that this method will incorporate the inefficiencies of the previous budget. That is, there are some if at all, there are some inefficiencies in the previous budget. Those inefficiencies will be incorporated in the current budget also of the 2021. So in order to avoid that, what we do is in the zero-based budgeting, we start from scratch. That is, as if we are preparing the budget for the first time. We don't take into account the previous budget. We don't keep previous budgets in front of us while preparing the future budgets, right? So what we do is we start with a scratch. We analyze each and every aspect of the preparation of the budget and we prepare the budget under the ideal condition. That if these conditions, ideal condition means given the conditions, that if these conditions will be there, if we perform at this efficiency level, what will be the budget of the current year, that is 2021. I am again focusing that in the zero-based budgeting, we start from scratch. Zero-based budgeting is a managerial tool and is steadily gaining acceptance in the business community. It is not based on incremental approach. Incremental means we don't take into account the previous budget. It is not based on incremental approach and previous year's figures are not taken as a base for preparing the next year budget. As I was saying, when I am preparing 2021 budget, I will not take 2020 figure as a base for preparing the budget of 2021. Instead, the budget figures are developed with zero as the base, which means that budget will be prepared as if it is being prepared for a new company for the first time, right? This means every company has to prepare a zero-based budget at least one in its lifetime. Means I would say not only every year they will prepare the zero-based budget. So what are the features? All budget items, both old and newly proposed, are considered totally afresh. Amount to be spent on each budget item is to be totally justified. Means you have to justify that every penny you spend, is it justifiable? Don't say that last year it was being spent, so this year also it should be spent. No, you should say that every rupee, every expenditure which you are making, this is required. for this year, right? So a detailed cost benefit analysis of each budget program is undertaken, and each program has to compete for scarce resources, because our scarce are resources. So we have to make optimum utilization of these expenditure which we are bearing. So the departmental objectives are linked to corporate goals. The main stress is not on how much a department will spend, but on why it needs to spend. This is very, very important. It is not how much you will spend, why you spend it, why you need to spend. So managers at all levels participate in zero-based budgeting process, and they have corresponding accountability also, right? So this is about zero-based budgeting, friends. So we'll continue our discussion on budgeting and budgetary control in our next lecture. Thank you very much.